Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Paul Francis, and you are listening to Reach Across Live. I do hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. Before I actually start anything off today, I would really like to take a moment, if that's at all possible, and ask you all politely and kindly to send your love and healing strength to our pal, Roger Garza Sr., who is currently resting at home after suffering a mild stroke and some complications to go along with that. He's resting, but he's very, very tired, which you would expect after something like that. So if we could take a minute or two, that'd be brilliant, and send him out all our love and all our strength. And if we could include his beautiful wife, Faye, and their wonderful family in that healing energy, that'd be fantastic. So, as Roger would say, being a fellow musician, the show must go on. Shari Burns and Lynn Fern, welcome to the show. Dawn Hatson, Davy Jones, welcome to the show. Good to see you guys. Thank you very much for being here. Wow, you guys are going for it already, aren't you? Let's see who else. Julie Sharp, welcome. Julia Evans, welcome. Good to see you guys. Gupta, welcome to the show. Jojo Walsh, good evening and welcome to the show. Rob, welcome to the show. Who else have we got? And you guys are all saying hi and welcome and sending love to Roger Faye. Thank you so very much for doing that. They'll be very much appreciative, and they will need it at this time. And it's an extremely scary moment for not only for Roger, but for the family as well. But now he's going to be taking some time off. I had a chat with Faye's wife, and he's taking some time off. He wasn't going to take some time off, and I said to him, you cannot do our work and suffer what you've suffered. You just can't do it. It takes too much energy out of us. So he's now going to rest, and he didn't realize how much it's going to hit him. He's very, very tired. He's resting up, and we just need to give him some space, give him and his family some space to get it together. So let's have a look at what's going on. If you haven't already hit the like button, please smash that like button. It's really important. It's very, very important for the show. Smash that like button. That's really, really important for it to be able to stay live on YouTube. Who we got? Rob saying, nice haircut. Yeah. And it's tight and high and tight. I think the barber misheard me. I said, take a little off the top. And he probably thought I'll leave a little on the top. And he was like a ninja. There was hair flying everywhere. When I finished to look down, I thought to myself, oh my God, there's a dead cat on the ground. Anyway, still trying to figure out my dad's message. Top three are correct. Okay, well, sometimes the answer comes to you immediately. Sometimes it comes to you after you've spoken with other people. So share the show, and thank you very much for being here. But share the show. And don't forget to get yourselves across to my Patreon channel. So that's patreon.com/Paul Francis 111. Because as from next Wednesday, we're starting to do stuff on that particular channel. And if you're not on it, you're going to miss it. It's that simple. Julie is everyone, might as well go and have a Mickey take of the hair. Go on. But it is too hot. It is. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to take that back. No. We don't get heat enough for to say it's too hot. It's a beautiful summer day here in Cornwall. I don't know what it's like in your part of the world, But here in Cornwall, I got into my car and it was 28 degrees. And my little dog, Holly, she jumped into the car, jumped straight back out again. It was it was that hot. She was like, God, it's hot. Jojo Walsh says strokes aren't nice. My Phil is still recovering from his, and it can take a time. Elizabeth Wheeler says, "Hello, that is really nice. Thank you, Elizabeth. What's really nice? I hope it's something nice. A beautiful 23 degrees there. That's nice and cool, actually. Donald Sutherland crossed it. Oh my God, all the greats are starting to leave us. Donald Sutherland, he's one of my heroes. I love Donald Sutherland. I haven't seen a film that I didn't like with Donald Sutherland in. And the last film I saw with him in was the brilliant new version of The Italian Job. Brilliant. Dawn says, I cut my own. I feel a joke coming on, but I'm not going to do that because, Dawn, you always look fantastic when I get to see you. Sean says, hi from South Africa. Sean, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Sherry Burns says, it's too hot here in Arizona. I was watching the show night before last. Was it last night or night before last? Might have been last night, actually. It might have been last night because Johanna was in meetings most of yesterday evening, and I was watching a lot of TV, a lot of different shows of my own, which, sometimes it's nice to get an evening like that. And a lot of it was shot, a lot of what I was watching had been focused in Arizona. And a lot of UFO sightings in your state, a lot of UFO sightings in the state of Arizona. So I don't know if it's something to do with the heat, I don't know, but Donald Sutherland was 88 years old, bless his heart. Sabra Gupta says it's 44 degrees centigrade there. Hot! That's enough to cook eggs. I cut everybody else's hair for 35 years, she says, and she looks good. When we have a wee brew together and we chat, she always looks good. Beautiful sky last night, says Julie Evans. It was absolutely gorgeous last night. Lots of UFOs in Cornwall, I hear. Well, yeah, I've filmed loads. I was actually writing in my book yesterday about an experience that. Now, the reason why I'm writing it in my book is because, well, what we experienced was not only supernatural or paranormal, whatever you want to call it that, but it was with the entire family. My entire family was with me when we experienced it, and we were shadowed by a UFO right along the top of the tree line. And it came right down in, and it was, and to be honest with you, when I was driving along, and we were driving a big E-Class Mercedes, so it's a fairly big car, and I looked up, and I could see this, what I thought was the sun. I promise you guys, I don't tell lies, I thought it was the sun, and I looked up, and I thought, that's a weird place for the sun to be, and it came right along, and was on just the top of the trees. As I was driving a bit further down the line, I noticed it was still with us. And then it went slightly ahead of us. And I remember saying to my wife, what the hell is that? And I stopped the car, and it was completely silent. But this thing came down, stopped just in front of us, and it was above the tree line. And I went to get out of the car, and everybody was in the car started shouting, oh, please, Dad, no, Dad. And the kids were really, really scared. And they were shouting, Dad, please don't get out of the car, in a tearful way. And I was like, I'm not going to, no. Okay, I'm not going to get out of the car, don't worry. And then we drove down, and the road sort of went down, it declined some degrees down. And this thing kept following us along the tree line. And then the road turned sharp left. And as the road turned a sharp left like that, it went right and went gone. And I wouldn't tell anybody that if it hadn't have been, if I hadn't experienced it with my entire family. They were all there. The rain today made it go a little lower, says Gupta. Wow. Gosh, it's been really hot there. We have portals and vortexes in Arizona. It's an active state. I've seen a lot. Well, Shari, I'm not going to argue with I have no doubts in my mind. The amount of people that have shown pictures and shown footage of UFOs in the Arizona area, but I'm not a big buyer into the portal thing. I'm not a big buyer into the vortex thing, and I can't. There's something in here that's not buying it. And every time I try to go into the physics of it or the metaphysics, it's not sitting with me. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm not going to say I'm wrong. I just can't grasp it. I spent the whole day watching the Sky Highway right up till the middle of Cornwall. What do you think they're hiding in that line of cloud? God knows. Well, I'm looking out the windows of our house here, and it's a beautiful, clear night. Right. Anyway, if you've just joined us, as Lynn is saying, and you haven't yet hit the like button. That, by the way, was Storm and Shadow, my two big boys, as you heard in the background. They get a bit spooked from time to time. Maybe a UFO came over. If you haven't yet hit the like button, please make sure you do, and make sure that you share the show with your friends and family. Now, onwards with the show. This is Reach Across Live. You guys know how this works. I don't just jump to anything for me. It doesn't work. It has to be a mutual concept where you guys get involved with the energy, get involved with me, and we create an energy bubble, if you want to call it that. And then our spirit friends and family feed off of that energy bubble. So while we're getting that together, I want to say to you guys, I have rules in my work. And one of my rules, and it's a rule that I tend to be steadfast on, is that I don't read for friends or family. And the reason I don't read for friends or family is because I know too much about them. Okay. But I was sitting last night, and one of my dearest sweethearts of a cousins, I know she's not going through the best of times at the minute. So I was just thinking about her. Next thing, I get this energy around me, and it was a buzz. It was like like that. I was like, oh, okay, what's this? And then I started getting things, I started getting information. And then I started seeing pictures of people that I knew. And I was going, what the hell is going on here? And I sent a message across to her, and I said, are you there, girl? And she said, hi, Paul, yeah, I'm here. I said, is everything okay? She goes, oh, yeah, I said, do you mind if I call you? She said, no. And it was her mom. Her mom and dad came through to me. Her mom is my aunt, my dad's sister. But I said to her, Kate, as my aunt, I said, Kate, listen, I'm more than happy to do this for you, but you have to be absolutely explicit. You have to be 100% accurate, and you have to be telling me stuff that I couldn't possibly know, because I know too much. So anyway, the session was fantastic. Now, the reason that I'm allowed to share it with you is because it was a real big teaching part. My beautiful cousin, and she is an absolute sweetheart. And I said to her, right, listen, they're telling me that, your life was the beach. Everything was lovely, and the waters were lapping against the shores, and the sands were great. And then you went across some beautiful, soft but firm sand into a pebbly beach. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, that's kind of going where you went through. where you were going through, everything was going wrong and everything wasn't that great in your life and things were going maybe against the grain. And she was going, yeah, right, okay, I can understand that. I said, but what you're not understanding is you've crossed that now. You're back onto beautiful sandy beach. You're back onto firm sand and beautiful waters. But in your mind, you still think you're on the pebbles. So I thought, what a wonderful way to describe how you're coming through grief, how you're coming through mourning, and you need to understand that you've come through that. Something that I teach on a regular basis is I say to people, right, if I was to flick it round like that, and I sent you upstairs and your friends and family downstairs, so you are now in spirit looking back at them, how long do you want to see them in tears and sadness, locking themselves away from the world and basically not wanting to get on with life? How long would you want that to happen? Now, I'm going to save you guys all trying to answer, because usually people will say, well, I don't want that to happen. And I go, so remember that. So when they're looking back at you and you're doing all this, how do you think they feel? They don't like it. Okay. But the message as it is for most people is they're happy. They really are happy. And Grania's mom, my aunt, lost her husband 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago. And she went 20 years without him, and they're back together. And that was such a lovely session last night. I was able to share with my beautiful cousin, who I love dearly. And the thing about it is I do have a rule. I do not read for friends and family. That's a hard and fast rule. But last night it was changed. Now, what that tells me is a lot of people ask me questions, do spirit just come in whenever they feel like it? And I always say, no. They respect my boundaries. However, there is the odd occasion when, if they want to get through, they will. And that was one of the occasions where not only was she able to get through, but my Auntie Kate, she was a kind of formidable energy in life, let alone in the other side. She was a nurse, a lifetime nurse. So she would get her point across really, really quickly if she wanted it to. Ashley Dawn, welcome to the show. Good to see. Sue Vinicum, welcome to the show. Davy Jones says, I heard life's a beach. Yes, it did. Right. So best way to get me linked into you is to actually start asking me questions. Start asking me questions about, I'd like to say about the process. What do you want to learn about what I refer to as the process? The process being how we go from here to there, that kind of thing. How people prepare as they're getting towards their time on earth coming to an end. As Sue is on the line tonight, Sue, it's great to see you, my darling. Yes, I looked at that video that you sent me a couple of times. I'm pretty confident that child was talking about reincarnation, and I'm pretty confident that child has been reincarnated a couple of times. So she's really, some people come through and they're really connected, and they understand that they're all right. Okay, this is the life I'm in now. It's only the Western world that doesn't grasp that concept well. The Eastern culture, it's part of their culture. It's expected. It's just the Western world hasn't grasped it yet. I'm pretty confident that I know I've been here before. I know fact I've been here before. Right, I'm open for a spirit to come through. Says Davy Jones. I'll be open for them too, Davy. But that's not asking me questions. 'Tis what you make it, Davy, says Dawn. Life's what you make it. Talking heads. Brilliant. Anyway, so Sue, yeah, that little bit of that video you sent me, which is fantastic. Thank you for sending it to me. Was that I'm sure that young lady was talking about reincarnation. I'm confident of it. So if you're watching me on Facebook tonight, thank you. I really appreciate you being here. Could I please invite you to come across to YouTube? So come out of Facebook completely, come across to YouTube, go into YouTube, top of the bar, in the search bar on YouTube, just type in Paul Francis Medium and it'll take you right back here. It's far more stable and far more safe to be connected here through YouTube than it is on Facebook, trust me. So Sean says, how could I connect with my past loved ones? Well, Sean, first of all, that's a fantastic question. Let me just answer Davey's question. Davey, listen, I think I answered that question for you last week, my pal. Thank you for being here this week. I really appreciate it. But the only person that will ever know how your wife feels about you is you, okay? It's not, spirit will not intervene. They do not get involved, okay? This is a scenario that you have to go through, and it's a scenario you have to settle with your wife. And the only way you can do that is sitting down with her, away from everybody else, and talking, communicate, and put your gloves down, both of you, and talk, communicate, understand what it was that brought you together, and understand what it takes to go forward. All that being said, where did Sean say, how can I connect with my loved one? It's Sean, first of all, thank you for being here. And secondly of all, Sean, my master guide, my spirit guide is called Sean as well. You connect with your spirit, with your family and friends on all the time. It happens sometimes so succinctly that you don't really notice, and you put it to, oh, do you remember when? For an example, you may climb into your car and you just, at that moment, you switch on the radio and on comes a song that reminds you of mom, dad, grandparents, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whomever. That is not coincidence. You had to be in the car at that time. You had to press the buttons on the radio at that time for that moment to happen. So it can be sometimes as so succinctly as that. Other times they can use what I call, they just send little messengers. I call them messengers. They'll send butterflies. They'll send particular birds. You'll see a particular bird on a regular basis. For an example, for me and my mom and dad, my mom and dad are in spirit. When I see a robin, I know they're around me. And a robin will turn up whenever I need it. No matter what time of the year, it'll turn up. So, Sean, where is it? The best way to connect with your loved ones is genuinely just go quiet. Okay, my advice is to sit quietly, just in a room by yourself if you can. Maybe a little bit of gentle music. If you're going to do it during the day, a little bit of gentle music, cup of coffee, and just sit quiet and close your eyes and send out the energy that you want to hear from them. Okay, so you can say it aloud, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, whomever you want to connect with. Although I am getting a male energy around you. I really would love it if you'd be so kind as to make contact with me. Okay? And they will. It's just how they make contact with you is the $1 million question. So look out for how they're trying to talk to you, because they are trying to talk to you on a regular basis. Sean, I'm getting an energy around you, which is a male figure, okay? It's pulling me over to the right side, which means they're on dad's side of the family. There are 2, possibly 3 energies on dad's side of the family, one of them female, and there is a strong Cancer connection here. And I don't mean Cancer, the star sign, I mean Cancer as in the illness, because I'm seeing the big C. But somebody is pushing the middle of my chest like that. So either they had a lung or heart-related issue they want me to talk about. But what I'm talking about here is there is either you're going to take a course, or there's new education coming in they want me to acknowledge. Okay. It's okay to take chances, Sean. It's okay to try new things and to take chances. There's an old saying that you don't know how cold the water is until you put your toe in it. So it's okay to go and try new things and give new things an ideal. What I am supposed to say, and without any doubt in my mind, is you must stop living your life to suit other people and start living your life to suit you. Okay. I don't know if there's a strong D connection here, Sean, like Daisy, Dan, David. There's a strong D connection. Now, when I say names or I hear names, it means, in my reference, it means who they are, who's with them, or please say hello to. So don't automatically assume that that D connection has crossed over. But it's either who's talking to me, or who's with them, or they're trying to say hello to here. Alrighty. So I'm hearing like, I don't know if I'm hearing Davy or Daisy, that kind of a name being shouted in the background. They tell me to talk about the number 3. That's either March or the 3rd of a month is significant, Sean, as well. And they tell me to talk about there's a birthday or anniversary coming up towards the end of this month, start of next. They want me to acknowledge birthday anniversary just coming towards us. They keep doing that, as in the ring. The ring is important. Now, I'm really tough with them in this scenario because who hasn't got rings, right? So that's just too blasé, in my opinion, for a medium. But when they're trying to get your attention to say the ring, it usually means that they want me to connect to somebody who's talking to me. So the ring connects you to somebody on the other side. So if you could come back to me, that'd be fantastic. Well, Davey, how does my wife feel about me? I would pretty much say she feels a great deal about you. Otherwise, she wouldn't be your wife. And I'm not being facetious. I'm not being condescending. I'm being honest. Um, Paula Marie Mons, is that right? Uh, Paula Marie. Paula Marie, welcome to the show. Julia Evans says, my friend said recently, or my friend said, I don't know what that word is, as she was passing, she could see lights. And I told her it was her friends waiting for her. And she said she knew. Ah, wow, that's cool. That's cool. And you did say the right things. That's really, really cool. Ashley says her sister does that all the time. Darian Ray, hi. Darian, welcome. Good to see you too. Thank you very much for being here. That's so lovely, says Sean. Well, it's my honor. Thank you. Thank you for giving up your time. All I ask you guys is to please share the show. Please like the show. It's really important to me and the channel. Please like the show. We need to get the like buttons up. Now, if you want to learn a lot more about what I do and how I do it, I'm doing a lot of seminars on my Patreon channel. You need to go across there and join. So it's Patreon. I'll tell you what, the best thing to do is just stick up a banner. Give me a second. That is the how you join my Patreon channel. My dad's name is Dudley. There's the D. And he passed from cancer. Well, he is around you, Sean. Right. If his name is Dudley, thank you very, very much for sharing that with me. He is going by a shorter name. He's definitely giving me the D, so obviously he's acknowledging who he is, but he shortens his name, so he goes by a nickname. He was born on the 31st of March, so there's the 3rd. Sue says, what have I missed? Nothing. Had to see to Mom, and thank you for doing that, Sue. Davey says, maybe they want you to come to me. No. My Kaz calls. Hi, Kaz. My mom passed 7 years ago. I never got over it. I feel guilty. No. Kaz. Don't. Guilt has no connection, and they don't like it. So, Sean, if you could come back to me more quick, let's see. I want to wrap this up for you. There's a new education thing coming in. They want me to bring my attention to. Okay, but they really, really want you to start living your life for you, not for other people. Okay. It's time to put Sean first. Paula's sending messages out, I'm assuming, to all of her friends. Thank you very much, Paula. It was an interesting conversation between her and her mom. Sorry, I sent it twice. Thought I'd sent it the wrong kind. It's not an issue. Please don't say sorry. It's really kind of you to share it with me. So while I'm waiting for my pal Shan, I will have a wee chat with Kaz. Kaz, honestly, 7 years since your mom crossing is no time. Okay, don't let anybody tell you any different than what I'm about to share with you. Right? Time does not heal the wounds. All right, that's bollocks. It's BS. All right, time does not heal wounds. All we do, all it is we get used to the pain. Okay. Now they don't want us to associate with them and pain. They want us to associate with them with the same amount of love as you would have shown her on a daily basis here. They want you to associate with her being here. We got a Rosaline Isis there. That tells you pretty much everything there, doesn't it? Isis. Please do me a favor and report this idiot and block him. So Rosaline Isis, that tells you everything you need right there. So they want you to associate them with them as being still here, because they don't associate with the concept of death. They don't like the concept of death. Okay. So they don't. In fact, I've shared this many times, and I want to say that I just want to back up the Kaz there. I remember doing a read for a young lady, and her dad came through. I'm just going to shorten it up. And whatever the conversation went on, I said to him, I said, "Yeah, but you're dead." And he went, "Well, if I'm dead, how could I be talking to you?" And I never forgot that lesson. So they don't associate with the concept of death. They just changed energy, changed form. She is very much connected to you. She wants me to talk about, well, I'm getting a connection to an energy. I'm not too sure if it's her or not. But she's talking about the words on the paper, the words in the paper, like it's like notes or like a poem, or somebody wrote stuff down, like maybe like a eulogy. I don't know. But she's telling me to refer to the notes on the paper or the words on the paper being significant. And it's folded. So this is kept in something. Kaz, she doesn't care about the jewelry, whatever that means. All right? She doesn't care about jewelry. It's not important. Kaz, I will say this to you. They're urging something to come your way that has what I would say a significant change. For me, it's the sign they're showing me is a for sale sign, but that's something that means something to me personally. For you, it means significant change. Okay, so that means you could be moving house, you could be moving job, but whatever this change is very buoyant, and it brings with it a lot of positive energy. Of all of the symbols that I use, that's the one you want me to share with you. Right, you're not gonna believe this, Davy Jones. I've just had a gentleman come through, but on your mom's side of the family. Yes, a gentleman coming through, and he's pulling me over to the left, which means mom's side of the family. So this is either a grandfather on your mother's side, or an uncle maybe on your mother's side. I don't know. But there's a gentleman pulling me close on the left-hand side. Now, this gentleman is when I have three automatic questions. Who are you? How you connected to this person? And how did you cross? Who are you? And I'm waiting on that answer. How you connected to this person? Through your mother. And how did you cross? And it's like multiple of organ failure, like his liver packed in, his kidneys packed in, it's a multiple of organ failure kind of a thing, because I'm seeing a torso and dots come up on it. That means multiples, the multiples of situations assisted in his crossing. However, not only are they connected to you, but here's the message: you are not listening. Okay, the reason why your wife doesn't want to chat with you is because you just don't listen. You just don't listen. You want her to say what you want to hear, and that's not going to happen. So you're at a stalemate here where you're not listening. You just are not listening. And that bulldog kind of approach to sorting out issues doesn't work. It's always going to be one-sided. I don't know where you live, Davey. I don't know where you live. I don't know what your ideals are and how you live your life. And only one person would know that, and that's you. But I am supposed to tell you that you really, really, really need, well, what they're showing me is they're showing me Zen. Okay. Now that's something I practice. But the reason I practice Zen is to let go of anger, let go of the negatives of my life, let go of all of the things that have happened to me in the past that weren't really that good. I practice Zen just to let go. And if I let go of all the negatives, I get rid of what I refer to as the coal. If I get rid of the bags of coal, that leaves me open to receiving all the good things. Okay? What I will say this to you, Davey, is you really have to drop the guard, stop the fight, and approach from a more relaxed and sort of supportive standpoint. And I'm hearing the name, well, it sounds like an R name. I don't know if it's Ray, Richard. I'm getting a strong R sound that's being shouted. Who they are, who they're with, please say hello to. And either Michael or Michelle is being shouted. There's a strong M. Now, Tammany talk about the 8th being significant. So either the month of August is significant, Davey, or the 8th of a month is significant. I'm being told to tell you to look at the legals in relation to a car. Okay? Get your focus on the legals. So that'll be, I don't know, insurance. I don't know. The legals, or maybe, I don't know, whatever the legals that you would know what I'm talking about in relation to a car. They're sending me a yellow rose, Dave. What that means to me, well, if the yellow rose means something to you, that's fine. You're right, I'm wrong. But the yellow rose to me means they need you to tighten up on your health. Okay, start, getting rid of what's not doing you good. Stop whatever it is that you're doing, you're harming your body with, and start focusing on your health. Whatever that is. Hopefully that helps. So let's move on down here. Jose, welcome to the show. Good to see you. River Marilyn, new to the channel, not too sure what I can ask. I know I found your channel for a reason. Is my sister or father around me, or may have a message for me? Well, River, welcome to the show, first and foremost. Thank you very much for being here. May I ask you, please, politely, if you'd be so kind as to like the show, hit the like button, and subscribe. That'd be fantastic, because we're trying to get us up over 1,000 subscribers. All of that is free of charge. So please like the show and subscribe to the show. Your family is going to be around you anyway, River. They're going to be around you anyway. They're going to be trying to talk to you. Let me just finish off a wee reading I'm doing for Sean, who's just below you, and then I will come back to you if that's okay. Sean says, not too sure about the new education. So let me explain what education means to me. It means learning a new skill of some description. It doesn't necessarily mean going back to school, as in books and pens. New education can be learning a new skill, learning a new something new in your life that you have to put some study or learn to develop with. Like, for example, if you said, well, I'm taking up the guitar, that would be new education to me. Alrighty. So new education means that. But I am making pretty new life changes, choices, moving town and considering career changes. Well, that's going to take a lot of education. And we will be here to help you and see you through all of those problems. But look, trust me, Sean, when I see a for sale sign, which I have seen, it means everything that you're doing is great. Okay? Everything you're doing is great. So I'm going to come back to River in a second, which is a beautiful name, by the way. Kaz says, oh my God. My mother's dad, possibly, which would be a grandfather. Angela Locke says, when will I move house? Angela, actually, really, as I'm pulling down to Kaz, the energy went whoosh. I got to me when I saw your face. When will I move house? Weirdly enough, and please don't think I'm being facetious. Please don't think that. But you're holding it up. You're holding the change up. It's kind of like you're going, I want to move house, but back here in the back of your head, you're going, I really don't. So the universe is going, oh, okay. So I can't, just come on, woof. She's holding it up. Paul, thank you, Paul, says, Kaz, I really need to hear that. You're very, very welcome. You are very welcome. Right, so let's have a chat. If I go back up here to River, because I want to look at that message, because there was good, lovely energy coming from that message. New to the channel, is my sister or father around me? Okay, listen, there is a female energy around you, River. Now, let me explain to you how I work, okay? My system that I've devised with my guides on the other side of life is when a person wants to talk to somebody here on the earth plane, they kind of go through like a mapping with me. I have 3 questions. Who are you? How you connected to the person? And how did you cross? Because that usually helps the person figure out who I'm dealing with. Then how they do that is I have like a cross like that. Okay, so you're 0. If they go to your direct left or right, that means it's contemporary to you. That means husband, brother, sister, cousin, friend. Okay, if they go above that, it means parents, grandparents, and so on and so forth. If they pull me to the left of that center line, they want me to go mom's side of the family. If they pull me to the right of the center line, they want me to go dad's side of the family. So now the energy that I have is female, okay? And it's pulling me left. Like I want to go left, right? That doesn't tell me, that can tell me either of 2 things. Your sister who crossed to the other side of life, did she act like a mom to you? Did she have the capacity, like a mothering capacity, and maybe look after you when you were younger, that kind of thing? Because that's will be why she'll pull me across the mom's side of the family. Alrighty. I have someone who crosses over with something that affects the blood or an aneurysm, but it's my heart's going like this, but I can feel like a weird feeling in my face. So they can overlay symptoms over me, and my heart's beating really fast, but the side of my face is getting really weird. So either they want me to acknowledge somebody with them, or they want to acknowledge having an aneurysm, having a stroke, and the heart has got something to do with that. So they're telling me to talk about that kind of a thing. I keep hearing the name Sean being shouted out here as well. Okay, so River, I don't know where Sean comes from, but the name Sean is being shouted. Jane, welcome to the show. Good to hear from you. Good to see you as well. So if you could come back to me, River, that'd be fantastic. Amazing reads tonight, Paul, says Julie Sharp. Bless your heart. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. She looked after our mother, and now I'm her. Right. Right. Well, that makes sense. That'll be why she's pulling me over to mom's side of the family. Gotcha. Right. Okay. So where's the aneurysm? Where's the stroke? Where's that coming into play here? I have Sean, who's my brother. Then that's it. I'm definitely with you, because when I said to them, great, thank you very much for sharing that, but I need something to make sure I'm with the right person. And that's when Sean came through. Okay. River, I want to say that you're at a junction where you're going to have to make a decision. Okay. It's kind of like a T junction. You've come to like the end of the road. You know, you're coming along and you bump. So you either have to go left or you have to go right. You have to make a decision there. It's kind of that you've come to the end of the trail. It's at a certain part of your life. I keep seeing a lot of beautiful crystals and gemstones around you. Okay, I keep seeing this wonderful sort of essence of connecting to the earth, connecting to nature in a very real but spiritual way. But it's a point now where you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to go left or you're going to have to go right. But whatever your decision you're going to make, give it 100%. Don't turn left and then pine about turning right. Go, do you know what? Boom, we're going to go that way and we're giving it 100% and everything will be fine. Okay? But if you walk down that road, you start pining for, did I make the right decision? Then it won't be fine. She had cancer and died at home. And the hospice was with her. She appeared to have shortness of breath. It was hard for her to breathe when she passed. Okay. What I can tell you about that, is she had already stepped out of the body. So it was just the body that was sort of functioning in by itself. You ever stepped out of a car, you've turned the key off, and the car's still going to, even though you got the key in your hand, you're looking back at the car and it's still going kind of the same thing. But she was not suffering. Please don't think she was. She wasn't. Okay. Is my dad around, Mrs. Angela? Yeah, he's going to be around you. Okay. I visited my dad's grave the other day and wondered if he's around. Well, a good question. That's a lovely question, by the way, Angela. It's funny. I was talking about to my cousin about that last night as well. And I say this all the time. I still have. My nickname is the comedian, because I believe in bringing comedy into what I do. And I always say, when you go to a gravesite, don't go for the person. Don't go for dad. Go for yourself. Okay. I always say cemeteries are not nightclubs for dead people. They don't hang out there. So when you go to a gravesite, they got to go with you. Okay. But trust me, they see that from the comedic side that I see it. They love me when I say cemeteries are not nightclubs for dead people. They don't hang out there. But they are great places to contemplate, to rest, to get your thoughts together. So, and it's one of the great places for them to get through to you because you're focused on them. But you can be equally focused on them in the same way sitting in your own armchair at home. But cemeteries are a wonderful place for contemplation. So River says, I love nature and like to garden and be with the animals. Yes, I thank you for saying that, River, but it's more than that. I keep seeing like crystals around you, like gemstones, various kinds of crystals. I will say this to you, River. If you can get a hold of some rose quartz, okay, I'd like you to carry, if you can get some rose quartz, and I'd like you to keep rose quartz on you for the next 5 to 7 days, okay? Because it's going to help you connect, but it's also going to bring the anguish down, okay? That feeling that you get when you're gardening and being with the animals, it'll stay with you while you carry the rose quartz, okay? Please do that for me. Paul, can I ask you if Mom, can I ask Mom if she's okay? Okay, this is another one of those moments that I love sharing. And please, 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 look at it from the comedic side because they do love it. Okay, trust me. When they cross to the other side of life, not only do they not have any of the ailments that they had while they were here, but they get rid all of their senses of humor returns, their personalities return, and they return to a level of their life where they were at their best. For an example, my aunt and my uncle who were in spirit, who were talking to me last night, they returned to their early 30s, and now that's when they were at their best. So they returned to that. So in Kaz's case, when she says, Paul, can you ask Mom if she's okay? Number one, I'm going to say Mom is absolutely, totally, and utterly fine, and with a bunch of people on the other side of life. But the bit that I always say when I'm on stage is, why would I ask that? I don't speak ghost. You can ask them just as much as I can. And if you're saying, is Mom okay? She's going to answer. It's not like I've got to speak it in a different language. And if you give off that essence, Mom, are you okay? They pick it up. All right. I did read someone asked, is karma real? Oh God, yes. Whatever you give off, but if you give off something with the intention of negative karma coming back to somebody else, you will equally draw that negative karma to yourself. So let it go. Karma will repay the situation. And one of the questions I used to get, I don't know why people keep asking me this question, but when I'm doing big shows, when I was doing theaters and TV and stuff like that, people always said to me, is Hitler over there? And I go, yeah. And what does he just get to go like everybody else? You're dragging in politics into a situation where there is no politics. Okay, it's like me dropping one of you into the center of China where nobody speaks English. It's like, well, what do we do? Yeah, what do? You start sorting it out, but the karma will take place. The karma that he caused, the deaths that he caused, all have to be accounted for. The karma will come to the truth. So yes, it does come back. Kaz, your mom's not only okay, she's sprightly. There's dancing shoes to be said here, and there's something about a ribbon that I'm being supposed to mention. A ribbon. Like I can hear, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. I can hear that going off in the back of my head. I do see my dad in my dreams. Gupta, that is, you don't need me. That's it. You do not need me. If your dad is visiting you in your dreams, they are called visitations. Okay. Now here's the thing, right? Here's the difference between a dream. This is something I'm going to be teaching over on in the Patreon channel, by the way. The difference between a dream and a visitation is this: a dream you'll forget. You wake up and you go, I had the weirdest dream, and then by that afternoon it's gone. Right? A visitation you will not forget. You'll remember everything your dad was wearing, where he was, what he said to you, how he connected to you, how he looked. And that is a direct connection to spirit. That is worth 1,000 readings from me. Right? That did make me smile. Good, Kaz. I'm so glad. I have a nasty neighbor across the road. Will that nasty neighbor get his car? Don't think of the nasty neighbor, Angela. Think of just yourself. Think of just how you want things to happen for you. Okay? Think about, send out to the universe. Sit down tonight, right? After the show, sit down tonight, grab a cup of coffee, close your eyes, and meditate on what exactly you want. Do not deviate. Say, right, I'm going to see this house. I'm going to be in this house, in this place. The house is going to look like that. And I'm going to be doing this. And I'm going to have this here job or whatever you want to do. And it's going to happen by, and have a date in your head. But do not deviate from that. Okay? Don't go, yeah, but I know it's not going to happen. Because it won't happen. Because you're blocking it. Like I said, you're blocking. There's a part of you, wants to move because you just had enough. But there's another part of you going, well, why should I have to move? So you're just blocking it. It's kind of going, boom, and you're going to just keep going like that. So sit back, tell the universe what it is you want, and do not deviate. Darian Ray says, can you see any spirit around me? I can't actually see any spirit around you. That does not mean for 1 second that there isn't any spirit around you, because that would be completely untrue for me to say. There's clearly spirit around you. There's people who come to me and said to me, I don't have anybody in spirit. And I go, well, that's pretty much impossible. Oh, no, I don't. My mom and dad are alive. Okay. And? Well, no, I don't have any in spirit. And yeah, okay, what about your grandparents? Well, one grandfather's dead. Well, duh, then. Clearly, you have somebody in spirit. Yeah, but I didn't know him. And? There's people who will be that committed to me not telling the truth that they convince themselves that I'm not telling the truth. So, do I bow to their thought patterns, or do I get up and go, I really don't care. I didn't set out to do this. Okay, I had a really, really, really good music career, but I knew that wasn't what I was supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. Because every time I do this, I feel right. So Darren, your friends and family and spirit are very much around you. Gupta says, but I don't understand his messages. Maybe you're overthinking it. You know, sometimes a hello is really just a hello. Think about it. I did have this wonderful dream that he made me feel at awe. He made me feel at awe for all day, and I still get mesmerized by it. Well, that in itself is him trying to look after his son. Now, a dad, you know, for me to look at my son, when I look at my son, my instantaneous thought is, thank you, God. What did I do so great that I would have a son like that? What did I do so amazing that I would have 3 beautiful daughters like those? What did I do that was so fantastic that I have such a beautiful wife? Thank you. I don't challenge it. I'm grateful for it. Jane says, a few weeks ago, I thought I had a dream. It was brief, but it was the vision of an angel. I could just see white bright wings, and just heard the words, Dad's being well looked after. Then I woke. Wow. Don't challenge it, accept it. And the more that you accept that, the more it'll happen. All right? As Dawn says, trust it. It happened. Right. So I'm kind of got right. I'm open for more questions if you guys want to put questions to me. I don't get to see. So if I haven't answered your question, please Please forgive me. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that they move so fast I don't get an opportunity to see them. I want to know if my kids are safe, says Ashley Dawn. The bigger question is, why do you think they wouldn't be? I want to ask you that. I want you to think, my question to you is, why do you think that they wouldn't be safe, my darling? Angela says, does dad have a man? I'm open to dad coming through. Alrighty. If he comes through, I will share it with you. I would not share it with you, my darling. Okay. Sorry, late. Could not get it on Patreon, only on YouTube. That's okay, Valerie. That's all right. That's fine. That's as long as you get it. That's more important. The full sessions start on next Wednesday on Patreon. Okay, so next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Jose, Paul, I feel many spirits around me, especially in the nighttime, and I see shadows. Great. Well, there's nothing to be worried about, because if there was something around you that would be in any way sort of harmful, but which is not the case, let me just say to you, you would know, you'd be able to feel it. Okay. What I would say to you, Jose, is this: start filming it. Use your cell phone and try and film it. Alrighty. Use the cell phone to pick up what's called EVPs, or electronic voice phenomena, and try and capture it on video. Try and capture it on picture. Usually they'll show themselves in like orb states, and try and capture it. We call that physical evidence. Okay. But I will say this to you, Jose. There are two gentlemen around you that visit you on a regular basis. One of the gentlemen didn't live too far from you. Okay. Because I feel like he visits you. Okay. And the other gentleman looked over you. So this is someone who had a connection to you and claims you. And so it'd be a father, grandfather figure. But there's one of those gentlemen visits you. In other words, he crossed over and didn't live too far from you, but knows you and your family, but he comes to visit. Ashley says, went through a lot for the past 3 or so years. Just want to know, make sure they aren't hiding stuff from me. Ashley, I'd love to help you, my darling, but I don't understand your question. I really, really, really want to help you, but I don't understand your question. Darian says, can you connect to Nikki in spirit? Well, I'm open to Nikki connecting to me in spirit, Darian. I don't say no to anybody. So here's how it works, guys. It's lovely that you guys are asking me for specific people. You know, Angela asking about dad, and Kaz asking about mom, and Darian asking about Nick. I don't say no to anybody, but it's up to you to get them to connect to me. I can't walk up. It's not like McDonald's. I don't walk up and go, oh, by the way, I'll have that one over there. I'd love to, but any medium who tells you that they can, they're lying to you. That's not how it works. I'm open to the energies coming through. You guys bring them in with your energy. They stand beside you, but they connect to me. And that's how it works. Think of me like an old school operator, you know, that used to plug in the calls. So I'm kind of in the middle. Dog just had a mint cornetto. Gupta says, one decision I made once that was a big mistake, and spirit warned me at the time by flickering lights. Okay. Well, more importantly, the way I'm seeing it is that you're making progress. It may not be a bad idea for you to start sitting in or start becoming part of Patreon and be part of the seminars, so I can teach you how to control the connections. Okay. So I need to. I do need to come back up. There's somebody here I need to talk with. Kaz. She loved John Wayne. Who doesn't? John Wayne. One of my favorite films was starred John Wayne and was called The Quiet Man. That's one of my all-time favorite films because it was shot in Ireland, and the lady who was his co-star was a lady by the name of Maureen O'Hara, and my mom looked just like her, and my mom was called Maureen. In fact, I tried to buy Maureen O'Hara's house. Kaz, and I really need to connect to you again. I need you to talk to me. I need you to come back to me. All right. I need to reconnect with your energy because I'm not disconnected from you yet. I'm open to Nikki coming to me. I really, really am. But it's kind of like I'm not saying no to anybody. Alrighty. But I'm getting an energy that keeps shouting Kaz. And I'm sending messages out for you guys, especially Nikki and and I forgot who was asking for messages from her dad, Angela. I'm open to them coming through. I can't force them to come through. So best thing to do is just keep asking me questions. That's the best thing to do. Ask me questions, and that creates an energy loop, and that helps things go. Valerie says, why do they drain so much batteries and light bulbs? We go through them like crazy on your ghosts. It's because it's an active source of energy, basically. It's an active source of energy, and that's how they can connect anything that has energy. So car batteries, batteries on your spotlights, flashlights. Batteries, especially when you're carrying something like a mobile phone or a computer or a piece of equipment like a camera, they'll just and they'll pull out the energy, and they can do that. And a lot of the reason as well is they can mess with you. They just want to do it to mess with you. Weirdly enough, candlelight is one of the best ways of communicating. So, Valerie, when you're doing the next time you're doing you're going out to do a paranormal investigation, and you feel that you've linked in with an energy, put the candle in the middle of the room. Don't get a little tinsy candle. Get a fairly robust candle and light it. Okay. Number one, they're drawn to the energy of the candle, but number two is they can affect the candle flame. So you can say, so if the candle flame is just burning gently like that, and you go, can you let me know that you're here? And the flicker goes like that. It's a really, really good way of them communicating because they really like, for some reason, candlelight. Jose says, oh, great. Thank you, Paul. You're welcome, buddy. My dad had a very dry sense of humor. Your dad had no patience, Angela. He had no patience whatsoever. That's what I'm being told. Angela, who was it that was big into motorcycles? Who was into the motorcycles kind of thing? Because I'm getting two wheels here. They want me to acknowledge, and I'm also getting blue flashing lights. So somebody was connected to emergency services, Angela, that they want me to acknowledge as well. So I'm getting a blue flashing light, so which means emergency services. So that's fire, ambulance, police, or something that use blue flashing lights. But I just call it emergency services. And I'm also getting a person that connects to a uniform already. So they were connected to the military. There's a military because I'm getting a flag being folded. And somebody crosses over on or around a government holiday, like the 4th of July, for an example, that'd be a government holiday. But the flag usually means on or around government holiday. Hopefully that helps. Can you please let me know? Was I correct or incorrect or whatever? Hope they don't blast the car battery. Yeah, it's a bit of a bugger when you're trying to get home. 4 candles, Jane. 4 candles. Actually, that is a a lot of people, oh, Anne Marie, hi, welcome. Good to see you. A lot of people will be going, what's he talking about? 4 candles? It's a, just YouTube it, you'll understand. 4 candles. Handles for forks. I've just had a big bang in the kitchen, upon checking, nothing's blown or gone or anything. Not everything that goes bump in the night is spirit, Lynn. Remember, it's normal before paranormal. Remember, sometimes something just catches in the wind at the right time, makes a bang, and everybody assumes it's, oh my God, I'm spirit. No, just something fell over. Anne Marie says, listening while at work. Ooh, you get in trouble. Oh my God, I'm buzzing with energy here, but nobody's speaking to me. So the only way I can get a link is you guys talk to me. Right, okay, cool. Angela, your grandfather was in the army. But I'm getting somebody around you, Angela, that's connecting with blue flashing lights. So I'm connecting to the merchant service, maybe the police, the sheriff's department. I don't know, something along those lines. Yes, who was the R letter, Davy? I was getting an R letter. Who was that? Valerie says, did you say a soldier type protection in the house? No. I was talking to Angela, who has a connection to the military. Davey says his father-in-law. Okay. So I have an energy here that I've got to close down, right? I had an amazing energy here, a very, very wonderfully loving person. Okay. It's got to be an aneurysm, because what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling is it's an aneurysm. It affects the side of the face, causing either paralysis or stroke or death. And the heart had an issue as well. So either a blood clot entered the heart and causes it to, but there's an aneurysm here that I've got to connect with one of you guys already. Love listening to your shows, Anne-Marie. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. It's important. Smash that like button. And if you haven't already, and I don't know why you haven't, if you haven't subscribed to the show, subscribe to the show. My dad is Ray, and I've been sat looking at his photographs, and he was in the army. Wow. Okay, Sue. It's a little bit close. I have an R who passes Roberta. Nikki Forks. Hi, Nikki. Brain cancer. Well, brain cancer could very well cause a level of stroke. Yes. I know, because my wife suffered with that. When are you coming for coffee? I don't know, Dawn, to be honest with you. I'd like to make it soon. Ashley says my cousin Davy had an aneurysm. Okay, right. So for you guys who are connected to the aneurysm, stay tuned. Alrighty, let's get this sorted. Who's got the strong E, like Elizabeth, Elaine, Eileen? Who's got the strong E? E, like Elaine, Elizabeth, Eileen, Evel Knievel. But there's a strong E connection they want me to acknowledge. They want me to talk about the 11th. So they either want me to talk about November as being significant, or the 11th of a month as significant. So aneurysm, strong E, something that's affecting the blood, but the heart is pounding. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. But Nick, brain cancer would definitely come across to me as an aneurysm in that kind of format. Yes. You know, these are my focus beads, so that's what you hear in the clicking. Yeah, so there's a strong E, like Elizabeth, Elaine, Eileen. I can get names wrong. I'm completely okay with that. I can be off by names, but I won't be off by the initial or what it sounds like. So there's a strong E connection. There's something that's really rubbing me here, Ashley. What is it about your children that you're worried about? I really like to get that settled. Wow, Jose, if you can have the time, this elderly man, is it my friend Louis? He was 100 years old. Wow, that's a cool name. He comes back to visit you. I know he's visiting you because there's a strong connection to your family. That much I can absolutely share with you. Alrighty. So Jane says I have an E and November is relevant. Okay, Jane, tell me more. My mom and dad had strokes. Her sister was Elizabeth. We called her Betty. Oh yeah, yeah. My son's birthday is 11th. Says Lynn. All right. Okay. So that kind of puts it in there. All right. Well, listen, guys, you sort of decide. So because I need to. I'm actually sort of refereeing an argument here. Like they're all going, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. One of you got to go because I'm giving one more a go. So you need to come through. Right, Lynn. Right, a stroke is one thing, Jane, my darling, but an aneurysm is something completely different. Alrighty. Lynn, I've got to do have a connection for you. I really do think this. I don't know if it's your brother or your husband who wants me to come through, who wants to acknowledge about being around you, but it's not a bad idea to look at the second house, whatever that means, to look at the second house. But whatever the house is, I can either see the ocean from it or I can see a lake from it. Okay. But the second house, okay. Ashley says my twin died and my twin died, her and my kids I'm worried about because of our sister's boyfriend reported. Sorry, Ashley, I really am not understanding this. My twin died. I'm sorry to hear that your twin passed. And her and my kids, I am worried about because our other sister's boyfriend I reported and since hasn't left me alone and he shouldn't be around kids. Okay. Well, then go and do something about that legally and don't do it tomorrow, do it today. Okay. If he's not paying attention to legals, then something's got to be done about it. So you shouldn't be sitting in fear. That's not acceptable. Right. Elijah November, not sure the cause of death, but he worked with heavy hearses. Heavy horses that pulled hearses. Elijah is a strong E. Is there a Me Too going on here, Sean? Oh, somebody asked about is their mother still around? Yes, she is. Okay. Oh, this right. Okay. The differentiating here was the Mike or Michelle. Okay, this separates the what's called a Me Too. So there's Michael, Michelle coming in here. So let's go. Let's help out Paul by smashing the like button, guys. Listen to Jose. He knows it. He talks it properly. Don't forget, guys, if you can get a moment at some point of the evening at the end of the show, and please send Roger and Faye and their families some love, light, strength, and let's get Roger back in due course. Knowing the impatient git that he is, he'll try and get back earlier than he needs to be, and that's not good for him. So, every time you see a person who has passed in your dreams, is it a visitation? It can be, yeah, it can be. It can be, yes, indeed. There is no limitation as to how many times they visit you, but here's one thing. A lot of people come to me and they say, hey, Paul, listen, I used to see my mom, I used to see my dad, and I don't see them anymore. I'm really worried. No. In fact, if anything at all, that's a really good sign, okay? The more they pull back from you, the better you are doing. Now, here's the thing. There's a reason that they pull back from you is because they want you to get on with your life. Okay. So if they stick around with you all of the time, coming and visiting you in dreams, coming through me to you, then you're not going to get on with life. You're just going to want to be addicted to this. And that's not getting on with your life. I always say, if you want to honor those who've crossed, then be the best you can be here and now. Okay. Honor your family by being the best. So when the time comes and you come back, you can look back and go, yes, I lived a great life. That's the key. So Rose, yes. And if they do come through to you on a regular basis, it's because they're two things. They're trying to get through to you and you're not necessarily picking up on the message. Or two, is they're just to let you know they're watching out for you. Okay. Okay. Mike is my uncle, but not past. My eldest son is Michael, says Lynn, right? That's the separation. So remember what I said, Lynn, the second house, have a look at the second house, whatever that means. But where the house is, I can see water. I can see either rivers or I can see a lake or I can see the ocean. Okay. But I can see water. Teresa White, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. My dad had a crash on his motorbike when he was in his late 20s. There you go. You asked for proof that he was around. There you go, my darling. Teresa White says, all my family has passed. Is there any messages for me? I'm sorry to hear that all your family has passed. I will be open to your family coming through, but we are nearly at the end of the show. We've only got about 4 minutes left. I will be doing this again next week. Join me on Monday night at 8 p.m. If you're not already subscribed to my Patreon channel, then you're going to miss out on some amazing stuff. Okay. I'll be doing seminars on teaching and teaching you how to connect with your own family. Alrighty. So you need to get across there and sign up. Sign on to Patreon. Follow the link across the bottom of the screen right now and go and join my Patreon channel. That starts next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So Monday night, I'll be here for Next Level Psychic. Please come and join me on that. It's a lot of fun. I promise you guys, you'll have a lot of fun. We had an absolute ball last Monday night. We had such a laugh. And what I do is I show you videos of paranormal things happening. I show you pictures of what they say is paranormal scenarios. And then you get to tell me whether you think they're real or not. And then I'll tell you the story behind them. It's an absolute hoot. Join me 8 p.m. Monday night for Next Level Psychic. Then Wednesday night, it'll be Patreon members only. You won't be able to get it through YouTube. You won't be able to get it through anywhere else. If you're not a member of Patreon, you're going to miss out. It's that simple. And then Thursday, Reach Across Live will be back on like it is tonight. Guys, you have made tonight so great. Not me, you guys, okay? It doesn't happen without you guys. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. What I'm about to say to you now is real. I don't just rattle this out, okay? This is real. Take at least 15 minutes out of every day just for yourself. Switch the world off. Switch off your cell phones, your mobile phones. Switch off the damn house phone. Throw the bell in the garbage and take 15 minutes out just for yourself. And if people start ringing you at a certain time, say, hey, I'm having me time, okay? Don't ring me between 1 and 1:30. And people will then get to know that it's going to be your time between 1 and 1:30, and they won't bug you. When you start to adopt yourself to this kind of thinking, relaxing, taking it easy, and having that time for yourself, at least 15 minutes, I promise you multiples of things will occur. One, you'll become better off for it. Two, you'll become a lot more de-stressed. Three, in that position, your family will it'll be better and easier for your family to connect to you. Alrighty? I teach you all how to do that in my seminars and in my books. If you haven't already got my books, go across to my website and there are some links to my books. So that being said, today I was contacted by a company who wants to push the books again. So anyway, here's the link to my website, and you can go across there and have a look on that as well. Okay, guys, thank you so very, 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 very much. Please, please, please enjoy yourselves. Take the time out every day just for yourselves. This is the important part. Okay, and too many times I've had so many people, one lovely person said to me tonight, I feel guilty because my mom's gone. God, no, don't ever do that, because they don't like it. So here's how we fix that, how we remedy that. Communicate, appreciate, and validate. What does that mean, Paul? Communicate. Tell the people in your life just how important they are to you. My wife and I, my children and I, we don't part without saying I love you and a kiss. Our youngest daughter, who's 17 years old, will not leave the house without giving us a hug and a kiss, won't go to bed without giving us a hug and a kiss. That's normality in our house, and it could be normality in your house. So communicate, appreciate everybody in your life. Okay, validate it by telling them, hey, do you know I love you? You know I love you, right? My cousin, last thing we said to each other last night was, I love you. Thank you. It takes 0.8, not even a full second, 0.8 of a second to tell someone you love them. Okay? Watch. I love you. Easy, isn't it? And guess what? Pretty soon you'll get used to saying that. And just watch the changes around you. Be the shepherd. Don't be the sheep. Have a fantastic evening. Have a fantastic day, no matter where you are in the world. Thank you for your support and your love. I really genuinely appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Send your love out to Roger and Faye for me, please. I love you too, Dawn. Thank you so much. And I will see you all here on Monday night for Next Level Psychic. And trust me, come along and join us. It's fun. And that's what we want, Next Level Psychic. We want it to be fun. Now, if you have pictures of orbs or spirits or some things you want to share with me, then send them to me, because a part of the Next Level Psychic will be your pics. Okay? So we'll get to show, the photographs you've taken, or the footage you've taken, or the EVPs that you've taken. I will very, very gladly show them. And if you're a paranormal investigator and you want to share some of the stuff that you've managed to capture, I will bring you onto the show as a guest, and we'll have a bit of a giggle. And I promise you this, if you send in photographs, pictures, whatever, nobody will take the mickey out of you, because I will not allow it. Okay, we will respect everybody's opinion, even if that opinion is, I don't believe in any of this crap. That's okay. You're absolutely entitled to believe that. That's fine. And we will not try to change you. That's totally your choice. However, if you become blatant and argumentative and obnoxious, that's a little different kettle of fish. So we're not going to go down that, because we are people of the light. We're all connected in one. We are all connected here. Have a great day. Have a great night. Don't forget to tell the people who are in your life who are important to you just how important they are to you. And be thankful. Think about one thing every day, just one thing, and be thankful for that one thing. Be thankful for whatever it is. It doesn't matter how big it is, how small it is. Think of one thing and go, wow, I'm thankful for that. Tonight, I'm thankful for all of you. Thanks very much for being here. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless. And I'm going to say have a fantastic weekend in whatever you do. Enjoy life and make it happy. Good night.